Now they passed through Sierra Leone, Shepherd Island. They landed on the island, which they named Providence Island, January 7th. So the time they arrive, the year ends. So we begin our year from February, and our year ends on January. So we are between 2 years, 2 calendar years. Israel were living, each year God gave them calendar, and the next thing God gave them was a tabernacle. The tabernacle represents the presence of God in the midst of the Israelites. Providence Island, they name it Providence Island, meaning that God has provided the land to the church and to his nation. What is the purpose? Now, in the book of Acts chapter 7, verse 7, when they landed here, the scripture was fulfilled. In Exodus chapter 20, verses 1 to 17, they left America. The world knows that they had a slave. They left America. So when they landed here, Acts chapter 7, verse 7 was fulfilled. What does it say in Acts 7, 7? It says what? And the nation to whom they shall be in bondage God 2 years, 2 years the living God Jesus Christ took to bring them on this land of milk and honey, as he said in the word of God. So when they landed here, a pastor named the place Christopolis, see the land off for Jesus Christ, to preach the everlasting gospel, to keep the 10 commandments, Exodus 21 to 17, and prepare the world for Jesus' second coming. In fact, as they came, we are the blessings of the transatlantic slave trade. We are so they were to preach salvation, to free their brethren, and together we all preach. But then something went wrong. Judy Ashman, the pastor, named this place Christopolis. The word Christopolis means what? The city of Christ. The scripture was fulfilled. Deuteronomy chapter 12, verse 5. God said, where I put my name, worship begin. So according to Deuteronomy chapter 12, verse 5, which I want to read, I choose out of all the tribes to put his name there. Even unto his habitation shall ye see, and there thou shalt come. So when they land there, Pastor Judy Ashman named the place Christopolis, the city of Christ. In Deuteronomy chapter 7, verse 6, the word of God says, for of all races, all nations, all nationalities, we are above them. And our being above is because of Jesus Christ. We are a Christian nation. We are Christians, and we have 3 identities. We are Christian, Protestants, and Christosanonian. So when the place was in Christopolis, then there was a war between Satan and the Lord. That same war continued between the natives and the church that arrived. It was called the Twin Battle. It is called the Twin Battle of 1822 in November. When that war was fought, the church won the battle because Jesus said, the merciful God said in Matthew 28, 18 to 20, that they should go and preach the gospel, and you are going to be with them till the end of it. Because the Lord has chosen this place to use it, he has to preach. So when they came, they were to preach the gospel to their brethren. They met here, and together we all, not to separate themselves. But because the church was silent, the American government, the American agents, they stole the show. The first Thursday in November. Now, next month, the first Thursday, we're going to have Thanksgiving. To who? They remove every mark of Jesus on the land, Satan erasing. So after the war, by 1823 to 1824, the guys wrote a remonstrance to America, and they were seeking assistance. And the American General Robert Goodlaw Harper, whose name is on the city of Harper, said, if you want for us to help you, you got to honor our president. Who? It was James Monroe, the 5th president of the United States. And Jim Monroe was keeping slaves. Jim Monroe was never a worshiper of Christ, though he was the 5th president. So they removed the name Christopolis and took Monrovia, Liberia. 1824. That's why if you observe 2024 is 200 years. If you can remember, Charles Taylor, our former president who is now incarcerated, said he had a vision called what? Vision 20. Christ being glorified in us. So this year is not an ordinary year. And so this year, 1824, 200 years back, they removed the name Christopolis. They say Christ could not solve their problem. Jesus was not able. And in the book of Jeremiah 2:13, God spoke about the evil before they could even carry on. Jeremiah 2:13. He said what? Jeremiah 2:13. For my people have committed two evils. They have forsaken me, the fountain of living waters, and hid themselves cistern, broken cistern that can hold no water. By removing the name Christopolis and taking Monrovia Labrador, they are evil. And I was suffering us today. Jeremiah 17:5. Because they trusted Jim Monroe, man, more than the living God who brought them, the land became cursed. Jeremiah chapter 17, verse 5. God said in Jeremiah 17:5, Christ is any man that put his trust in man and make it flesh his strength. So, it's not just a name, it's an honor to the god and the goddess, Liber Pater and Libertas. They were all worshipped in Europe, but the French gave Liber Pater to the American. That's why you can see the call the statue of what? Liberty is not statue. Now, the god is Liber Pater, the god is Libertas, who the English call liberty from the French word liberté. Now, that is the god and the goddess. We are 18 verses 39 and 40. When Pontius Pilate asked the Jews, who do you want? Do you want Jesus Christ, the King of the Jews, or you want Barabbas? They rejected Jesus and they chose Barabbas. By choosing Barabbas, they chose Satan, the devil, as the leader of Israel. So the Israelites have chosen Satan, the devil, to be their leader. That's the same thing our fathers did. By removing the name Christopolis and taking Monrovia Labrador, they have rejected Jesus, the creator, the redeemer, the sustainer. And Jesus said in John 15:5-8, I am the vine, you are the branches. He who abides in me, I in him bears much fruit. For without me, you can do nothing. If anyone does not abide in me, he is cast forth as a branch and is withered and is burned. But if you abide in me and my words abide in you, you will be my disciples. So when they remove the name, do not put your trust in man or in the son of princes who cannot help. And even in the book of Psalm 118, verse 8, it says, rather put your trust in God. So Satan, who and the Lord Jesus fighting, he was successful. The name Labrador carries 3 demons. One, the demon of what? Sexual immorality. That's why you see in our culture, in our society today, sexual immorality is high. Womanizing, prostitution. Now we are talking about homosexuality. Now, the second demon that carries they are one. You see, we are very lawless. Today, you can remember in our government, the current government were complaining about the lawlessness in the past government, but they have come out the same lawlessness. We are just lawless. If you put a robe, you say no one should cross, the Liberian men will reach there and say, who are you? I'm crossing. So that's why the name Labrador, I don't call that name. I use the name the Lord Jesus Christ, my God, the God of my grandfather gave me. He said, well, this is what Christos Setno. The word Christos Setno means the nation of Christ. I'm conferring the blessings upon the nation. Because in Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 3, the word of God says, God will bless you in the city and bless you in the country. So the city is Christopolis. I still use the name Christopolis. To preach Christ to the world. And Christ is waiting for us. And by the special grace of God, Christ gave Israel the tabernacle, Exodus 25. So he has also done the same thing for, it was the tabernacle that Solomon, from the tabernacle stage, he built a temple. Today, we have the same thing. The Lord has established Central Nyenswa. Central Nyenswa and Buchanan Street, Central Nyanswasla. Now, when the Israelites, one advantage they had when they went into the land.
Which language is that?
Nyanswasla is crew, meaning the horse of God. That is true. Since we are the people of God, we need to have the horse of God. And that is why the Lord said, He didn't want to me. He said, this is why Nyanswasla over the years. They say, oh, the country is a Christian nation, but we don't have a central worship point where we all can gather. Because it was never the plan of God. In the book of Deuteronomy chapter 12, verse 8, God told the people, the worship you're doing here when you get to the land, you don't do it. Let me read it so we can see it. There are so many mistakes our father made. We live in back. Deuteronomy 12, verse 8. It says, ye shall not do after all the things that we do here this day. Can the Lord bless us? That's why even in 1 Corinthians chapter 1, verse 10, Paul told the people in Corinth, he said, look, you people can divide the church. You say, I'm for Paul, I'm for Caiaphas, I'm for Apollos, I'm for Jesus. No, it should be Christ. So today on the land, we are divided. But the Lord has constructed Central Nyanswasla, that is a central prayer and worship center, where we generation on the land. The generation is called Christ Jesus generation of worship, blessing, and evangelism, total prosperity. This generation is the one that coming from now to 2030, 2031, which is our Christian calendar year. We have a Christian calendar legacy. In Matthew 21:43, to bear fruits to the whole world. So all that is happening in the country is spiritual. So when the guy removed the name Christopolis, they told Monroe and the land began cursed. It had been cursed. Now, if you read Deuteronomy chapter 28, you will see the curses from verses 15. I'm just going to talk on one or two of the curses. Let us go there so we can see it for ourselves. So how can politicians or political parties solve this problem that is above them? They can. For example, God said in Deuteronomy 28, verse 1, 28, now one of the curses, he said, what? The Lord shall smite thee with madness, blindness, and astonishment of heart. Fascinated. Our mothers, our fathers jumped into the street. They started celebrating, singing, native woman, born soldier, soldier, cater. Meanwhile, God said in Exodus, our commandment, the 10th commandment, Exodus 20, verse 13, thou shalt not kill. Why were we celebrating the death of our national leader? That's madness. Only mad people can do that thing. The second madness we displayed was in 1997 when we jumped. Celebrating. That's madness. Your father and your mother, they are the first source of your blessings. So you can celebrate their death. The third man that will jump in the street in 2005, you now know, but will vote for you. That's complete madness. The leader of the people must be educated, must be wise enough. Filled with wisdom. Now, then God installed that. He said, I will make you blind. What is our blindness? You see, once you got a humble character, you are a good person. Oh, but Rufus want to be representative. Rufus want to be senator. What does he have? What can he do? Oh, he's a man of integrity. He's a man of principle. No, we don't want this man. You see, they don't want a good thing. They want to corrupt, the devilish, the evil. And that's why Councillor Tiawan Gongolo was asking in his speech to the labor. He said, what kind of country is this? That the people will choose evil and wickedness over righteousness and good. But yeah, we complaining. That's our blindness. We don't see the right. We always see the wrong. Like it's all countries have ostracized those who took part in the war, not to bring them into public life. But we hear these people We hail them. Those who do heinous crime, we celebrate them. They are the most celebrated people. And that's wrong. Now God said, astonishment on heart. Our hearts are astonished. We can't even understand. Even the text, we can't come together as one. Then if you look in Deuteronomy, it's in Deuteronomy 29, 20, 28, 29, God struck a point, one of the curses. He said, and thou shalt grope at noonday as blind men groping in darkness, and thou shalt not prosper in thy ways, and thou shalt be only oppressed and spoiled evermore, and no man shall save thee. So we are not prospering. How many persons prospering? Look at our country. We got resources, we got gold, we got diamonds, we got oil, we got everything. But because of what our fathers did in 1824, that was causing us not to benefit.
So can we say that's the part?
Understand the plan of Christ for them. No, we should be one people for Christ. And that's why I say in Galatians chapter 3, it says, well, we are all in Christ. No Jews, no Gentile, no. And that, in fact, last night I was just thinking about it. There's no need talking about trap. You see Satan divided up. We are the most racist people on earth. You are not a citizen. You are this person. You are this person. How will the country develop when everybody keep pushing another person outside? How will the country develop when everyone pushing another person outside? So God said, what? You will not prosper. We are not prospering. And there was something God said also, which I read is so unfortunate. In verse 30, he said, well, thou shalt betroth a wife, and another man shall lie with her. Thou shalt build an house, and thou shalt not dwell therein. Our sister husband, is that not cursed? We even made music. People said, I eat a Jew. What kind of human being is this? Now he said you will build your house, you will not dwell in. People. Then he also said in verse 33, the fruit of thy land and all thy labor shall a nation which thou knowest not eat up, and thou shalt be only oppressed and crushed always. Look at the wealth we got. Gold, diamond, everything. We were here. America and Sweden can carry our iron ore, gold, and diamond. It didn't stop there. America and Germany can bomb mine, Lamco, the BOC. That's what God said, verse 33. Foreign nation will carry the wealth. You will not benefit. We were here. Malaysian came during the days of our former president, John Taylor. They carry it. And then he also said in verse 36, this is something when I read, it troubled my heart. In verse 36 of Deuteronomy 28, God said, the land the Lord shall bring thee and thy king, which thou shalt still. We were refugees across the world. And who is the king? Charles Taylor. Charles Taylor, according to the Spirit of God, what he told me, Charles Taylor is our Manasseh. Remember when Charles Taylor was going, he told us, God willing, I'll be back. So, and now what the word of God said, I will carry your king. You and your king, I will carry you into exile. It happened to Manasseh. Manasseh sinned against God. He did all kinds of evil. When God got ready for Manasseh, Manasseh was the one who killed Isaiah the prophet. God sent Manasseh into exile. Manasseh paid a high price. And then by the grace of God, when he recognized that Israel could not survive without God, when he appealed to that God, the God able to grant him grace. And he returned. So when Charles Taylor going, he said, well, God's willing, I'll be back. And so if you only see Jesus and recognize that Jesus is the God of Christus, and I'm not going to use that demonic name on his nation. No. The place where Israel has today that is called Israel, it was called Canaan. It was their name of their blessed father, Jacob. That the foreigner that live with you, it can pain my heart with complaining foreigner enjoying our country. Deuteronomy 28, 43 and 44, God said, the stranger that is with thee, within thee shall get up above thee very high, and thou shalt come down very low, and he shall lend to thee, and thou shalt not lend unto him. He shall be the head, and thou shalt be the tail. So the foreigner leading us, their country leading us, the foreigner right here on our own soil, they're leading us. We are cursed. We need to go. And there are three curses upon the nation. All three must be broken. Now he said in 58 of Deuteronomy 28. And so if thou will not observe to do all the words of this law that are written in this book, that thou mayest fear the glory established in Christ. We are the only Christians in the world to show Christianity, the Christian faith. I don't want to use the word Christianity because that is not a word. Christian faith. This look at us today. I was reading the book of Jeremiah. It pains my heart to know that everything that God did in Israel is repeated right here. We are suffering. Today, most of our children are going to school. We have money. The Lord allowed our land to be taken. In Ivory Coast, we got land there. From the border, the Kavala River, all the way to Sassandra. There are areas that belong to us. The French stole it. Remember the French that Roman Catholic? They are the children of Satan. They came to steal, kill, and destroy. They came. So the city of San Pedro, Boaké, Dananek, or Yamoussoukro, it's part of our land. Sassandra. These are all our lands the French stole. And our land also in Guinea. The area of in Sierra Leone, from the border of Genema all the way to Bo, our land. But why did God allow it? Because our father rejected Jesus. Who can protect us? Who can save us? Nobody can save us. Or Babylon upon you, Nebuchadnezzar. And Nebuchadnezzar had to discipline the Israelites. America is Egypt. America is Babylon. America is Rome. America and us, our relationship is like Asia and Egypt. The only nation the Israelites knew was Egypt. So whenever there was problem, they would run to Egypt. I was reading in the book of Jeremiah around chapter 33 and 34. You see, the only country we know, like America. That's the same thing. We are just the replica of Israel history before Christ first happened in the world. So what do we need now? Now the first curse, the foundational curse, the removal of the name Christ to 58 verse 12, God said, well, you can raise up the foundation. You can rebuild it. So we need now to remove Monrovia, Liberia, and restore Crystal. As the only Christian nation in the world. Because they got a Jewish nation, they got the Hindu nation, India, they got an Islamic nation, they got the secular nation, but we are not. We are a Christian nation. It is not yet in the Baptist church we get independent. No. When they left America as the redeemed Protestant church of Jesus Christ and the redeemed Protestant nation of Jesus Christ. So we were already established as a church and a nation, just as Israel. Israel left Egypt, they were already a nation and a congregation. They only need to go on the land and start. Now the difference between us and Israel, they were not to kill. They came here, they were to teach the people the word of God, teach them the lifestyle of Jesus. Because when we were leaving America, the message was repent of your sins. The Lord Jesus Christ is coming. They were to teach the people. In fact, it was so shocking that in Bomi County, country devil went to the pastor compound and seized, I think, 2 or 3 persons carry in this country, in this morning time. So you see that the church in the past failed. That's why it happens in Lima, it happens in what? In Lofa, in Bon. These demonic worship are still going on. They still initiating people into the worship of the devil. Meanwhile, when the church arrives here, these are the things they're supposed to teach the people. Hey, Satan is not a true God. Satan can't save us. Let us all worship Jesus and preach him to the world because he is coming again. And that's why they put on in Christopolis. The second curse, the constitutional curse. The first leaders, though our fathers, the church, sat down and Satan and his children took over the nation and named it Monrovia, Liberia. But one thing they did not do, they did not change the status to establish Satan rule by law. William Howard Talbot, when they destroyed the brought-in Doe as a cover-up. We say, oh, coup. There was no coup. Doe came in as a cover-up to cover the dirty work that went on of assassinating Talbot. So when he came in, to prove that he was the one, he began to do all kinds of evil. He laid 13 men to the pole and killed them. Meanwhile, we have a covenant with Jesus, the 10 commandments. We are not to kill. There were too many blood spilled on the land. So the Civil War, I think God was fed up with us. The Civil War was just God being fed up with us. We are not showing it right again. Now, it was the 1986 Constitution that established the nation. Then we always share blame on the Congo. What Congo and Native, we are all evil people. Because the Native People Constitution of 1986 say senator is what? 6 years, senator is 9 years, and representative is what? 6 years. Then president is what? 6 years. But before that, it was 4 years, 6 years. 4-year president, 4-year representative, and 6 years senator. That was the Constitution. But the Native now who took over, they increased the suffering. Today we want to share blame. It is not about Congo and Native. It's about Satan using anybody to establish or carry on his evil. So the religion, practice, culture can go on here without any obstruction. No, you can't stop them. Anybody who want to openly worship the devil, they can practice it. You can't do it. The law protects them. Constitutional curse was in 1900. Then we came to the 2000. This century, the terror curse was placed on the land. What is the terror curse? Dual citizenship. Now, the dual citizenship is a backup to the Constitution by law. So that dual citizenship is the third curse. Instead of being exclusively the people of Jesus Christ, the only Christian in the world, the only Christian nation, the only Protestant nation to worship, self-glorify, and proclaim Jesus to the whole world and prepare the world for his second coming, the dual citizenship said, no, you are not only for Jesus, you are also for the devil. So meaning that any devil worshiper anywhere can come here and practice his own. No, this was never the plan. We have to be one people. So they curse 3 national curses on the land. We need to, until these curses are broken.
Someone come and tell me people are just hiring me for the history the CDC made of me. Who can declare with record of betrayal? Am I a betrayer in CDC? No. So then someone calling T5 is a betrayer. He betrayed the party. But the record, show me one record since 2005. I haven't joined no political party in my life. The only political party is this place. You're forgetting to know. The only man I talk for any loaf and went there before you had to challenge Joseph Parker. I'm forgetting today. Today I have not joined United Party. And I'm now going to join United Party. Joseph Parker is the president of this country. You can kiss me from my district. The CDC people sit there and say,
here and talk to other members, I agree with the confrontation, negotiation, rather than confrontation, talking to our friends and brothers who have grievances. We take our time. I think as a legislator, we are the first branch of government. We are a little embarrassed at what transpired last week. We want to assure the public it will not happen again. With everything we can to work through whatever issues we have to make sure the confidence of the public is.
Thomas Jefferson once said, I know of no safe depository but the people themselves. Liberians, if we are the safe depository, what are we doing? Good morning, good morning. What a pleasant way to welcome you to another edition of the Positive Show. Tuesday's edition, the 22nd day of October 2024. This is the day that the Lord has made, therefore we must rejoice and be glad in it. Oh yes. I feel so relieved in my spirit, man, this morning. An unseen battle and brought forth the victory. That's what I'm relieved in my spirit, man. And I'm wearing a beam of smile this morning. In the midst of the situation, God can be your consolation. Trouble comes just to make you strong. Liberians, this dust will settle. And one of these days, we will say, free our lives, free our lives. Thank God Almighty, we are free our lives. This is the Positive Show, where we exchange ideas for the common good of our beloved country. Lord FM elevates the discourse by following each and every one of us, regardless of your political ideology, your religious beliefs, whatever tribal background. We give equal opportunity to each and every one who and we're interested to know, as a responsible media institution, we are clothed with the responsibility to safeguard the airwaves from invectives and those things that are going to plunge us to some unbearable situations. And as a professional journalist, I stand as the middleman this morning to serve you breakfast as you talk about those things that matters to our beloved country, Mama Liberia. Oh, I am of the strongest conviction that Liberia will rise again. The Positive Show brings you with the flight schedules from the Rabbits International Airport. We take on the arrivals and departures. Turn in. We open the lines. We roll our command. Of course, I'm destined for greatness. So we're going to get back of our team song. We're diving into those things that are happening on Capitol Hill. You say, I say, they say, we say. The good old book rightly said, he that have clean hands and a pure heart, who have not lifted up a soul unto vanity, nor soon deceitfully, he shall receive the blessing of the Lord and the righteousness of the God of his salvation. This is the generation of them that seek him, that seek his face. O Selah. Welcome to the Positive Show. Can I come down, African soldier? About the African soldier. African soldier, show your power.
So you to free your people now. From a assets and your people. From political nonsense. We need to save your people. From a rubbish.
Turapu.
What do you say you yelling for?
Come here, man. All day you making noise and people ear say you singing. No air, no air. Like walking brief.
Don't you quote me, oh.
They say MTN Yellow Star is back and then season Uber is easy for everybody. You can audition online from now to the 13th and then live audition will start on the 14th. Or $2 million Labrador record deal with young feature entertainment, a brand new car, and a $300,000 Labrador wardrobe budget. Not all, plus 1 year of performance with MTN and video production deal and 100 gigabytes of data every month. But not all, 7-player winning $600,000 Labrador record deal, a year of performances with MTN, 100 gigabytes of data every month, and new this year for 3rd place of $400,000 Labrador cash prize and 100 gigabytes every month. Hey man, don't forget to tell your fellow people to dial *415* your code hash to vote for you when you make it. I'll be live every Saturday for the live invasion show starting from October 12. You can see your singing more.
Yellow, yeah.
Give it, yeah. The people can't get tired. Momo Wednesday was at La Pro. Biggest giveaway is back. And this time they reward 2-plated jelly. I said, trust to my nearest. Let me tell you all the prizes you can win. Keke, motorbike wheelie, helmet, everything. Brand new smartphone, smart TV, generator, bags of rice, and the last one over a 4 more. Oh, brand new. Data, send money to friends and family people, pay your bills, pay for small thing like gas, food stuff, or any other thing. Then you will get points. With your points, you can enter the weekly draw and also use it to get data or calls. That's what everybody can win. No pick and choose, yeah?
Yes, Momo Western WhatsApp show is back. Dial *156# to transact and earn points on every Momo transaction and redeem them for airtime, data, or cash. Each transaction enters you into the weekly draw for amazing prizes where you can win keke, generators, smartphones, cash prizes, and a grand prize of a brand new 2-bedroom house. So quickly dial *156# to transact and win now.
My people, see my joy. Since I put
Service?
no,
Yuka Rental Service is the best in town and they are located on 10th Street in Cinco, right in the technology building. Very affordable with a very low price. Go there now or call them on 0888 111 222.
thank you, my brother. I'm calling them right now. Hello, is this Yuka Rental Service?
Yes, ma'am. How can we help you?
I need a car to take me to work.
Okay. Where are you?
I'm on Broad Street.
Okay, we're coming right now.
Thank you.
You need a ride? Don't worry. Yuka Rental Service is the best in town with affordable price just for you. Yuka Rental Service can be contacted on 0888 111 222 or visit their office right on 10th Street in
The $3 giveaway on Love FM has gotten bigger and better. Oh yes, for the same bet amount of $100 Labrador or US 70 cents, the regular prize money now go way up for 2,500 Liberian dollar to 3,000 Liberian dollar. All you need to do is dial star 799 hash. Select number 10 for Love FM 105.1. Plenty people winning. Oh, don't be left out with Radio Entertainment Liberia and Love FM on a free dollar giveaway. Liberia, check get better.
Oh yes, after airport, we talk about the arrivals and departures from the Barbados International Airport. Of course, if you just join us, my name is Rufus Divine Cannon, and I'm set this morning to give you that breakfast that you need. International Airport. Our first flight of arrivals is the Air Cote d'Ivoire from Conakry, Guinea. Flight HF759 will arrive at the Barbados International Airport at 4:40 this afternoon. We'll move on to our next flight. Asta Airlines from Accra, Ghana. Flight KP20 will arrive at the Barbados International Airport at 5:50 this evening. And lastly, for arrivals at the Barbados International Airport, we have Brussels Airlines from Sierra Leone. We touch base on the Barbados International Airport, and the flight is SN245, and the time of arrival is 7:20 this evening. So that does it for arrivals at the Barbados International Airport. Quickly to departures from the Barbados International Airport. From the Barbados International Airport, Brussels Airlines flight SN245 will depart the Barbados International Airport at 8:40 this evening for Brussels. So that does it for the flight schedules there at the Barbados International Airport. We now go appreciate those that are to be appreciated. We say many thanks to the Liberian National Police amidst the challenging moments, amidst the tough times. We know there are prospects and gains. And with the level of deployment you have in the traffic, we've come to realize that there are many changes, to curb some of the vehicular traffic congestions and all those stuff like that. So quickly we turn our pendulum to the Bourgeois Island. It's a difficult place. For those of you who have vehicles, you always visit the garage during the weekends, every weekends, because in filling up some of these pop holes, since it is the rainy season and there will be a lot of challenging moments. You can fill in these pop holes with rocks, the crushed rocks, so that the people can have safe passage. Other than that, from the St. Paul Bridge, adjectives to describe the level of bad road condition along the Bourgeois Island. So if you are in the Bourgeois Island area and want to have access to the Painesville area, no need of you using the main route to get to Freeport before you get on the Japanese Freeway. No, all you need to do, if you are coming from maybe the Bombing, the Kidman and other areas, or you're in the Bourgeois Island vicinity, just drive to Looking Town going to give you access to Carwell give you access to Diggsville going to give you access to Batonsville gave you access to the Johnsonville gave you access to the Pipeline going to give you access to the Mount Barkley area. And directly, if you are in the Pipeline area, You can have access to the Pacopin. You have access to the 72nd. Way, the Monrovia Calcutta Highway. All you need to do, if you want to have access to the Bourgeois Island, you can also have that route being used, and it will help you to get to those areas we just named within the Bourgeois Island area. For those of you coming from the Calcutta Monrovia Highway, and when you drive to, you get to the Pacopin area and wanting to have access to Central Monrovia, not wanting to use the red light end, drive to Pacopin, Zeze Community. Zeze Community going to give you access to the Dupont Road. Dupont Road, you can use Dupont Road, drive to Dupont Road. You get to the rehab area. Rehab going to give you access to the Robertson International Airport Highway. It'll pass off the Painesville area. That is that. Let's move you through. You can also use that same route and get to the Police Academy area. The Police Academy area going to give you access to the 72nd Boulevard. All right. So the 72nd Boulevard is actually going to give you access to other parts of Tottenham Boulevard. So this morning, that's why we came on giving you those highlights and those points that you can ask. This morning, you are there. We are on the vehicle and traffic movement. Let's move through. Now, for those of you in the Painesville area, you understand that the vehicular traffic movement begins at the toughness in the traffic now. It begins at most 6:50, 7 o'clock. So if you are there and you understand that, look, I need to be to this place at this point in time, all you need to do is to wake up as early at 5:45. Prepare yourself. At most 5:30, you're on the way. You're going to have a safe passage without traffic congestion. And when you pass area, you're going to pass the Old Road Junction, the Catholic Junction, past the Vamoma, head on. You have little relief to get to where you want to get in time. But if you wait for 6:50 or 6:55, at most 7 o'clock, you're going to experience some congestions within the traffic. For those of you from the Robertson International Airport Highway, when you drive through, come to the SKD Sports Complex. Now, understand that you have two ways. You either use that way road, they're going to lead you to the Congo Town back road. Head on, it will drive you to the intersection of the Congo Town back road and that of the Tottenham Boulevard. So those are our highlights. Now, let's point out some issues within the traffic. It is my appeal to the police RG, Mr. Gregor Coleman. Good morning to you and your able lieutenants and your junior and senior officers as well. It have come to our knowledge and we've witnessed the increase in the crime committed by people who are riding motorcycles. We have witnessed just within this week 3 all because you have laid a little laissez-faire a push to the motorcycle restrictions. We can record during the period and the start of this exercise, we came to realize that dramatically the issue of crimes committed by motorcyclists, people believed to be motorcyclists, and people who use the criminals people were relieved when they stand on the road. They never had to worry that the bags would have been jacked by motorcycles, road motorcyclists or so, or people who are using the motorcycles to carry on the crimes. We've also noticed that people are using the mean no-go zone routes without helmets. We have also come to realize that some of your officers are using this means to extort money from these motorcyclists and allowing them passage without helmets. This is troubling, and we want to bring this to your attention. The approach was very, very, very important, and most especially within the Sinker Belt, we saw that the crimes committed by motorcyclists or people believed to be motorcyclists day before yesterday in the Sinker area right on 10th Street, a lady bag was jacked by a guy riding a motorcycle without a helmet, and he made away with valuables. Just the other day, around the Elfie area, it was also seen. And before reaching the bypass area, we also saw a scene of such. So if these things will continue, we will definitely say to you, Mr. Few bands have a song I term as a patriotic song. When we come back this morning, we will be having a conversation with one of Liberia's sons, who is well schooled, a professional like myself, a one-time talk show host at the Renaissance Communications Incorporated. He's all other than Oscar Morba. Oscar Morba and I are going to be chanting on issues of national concern this morning on the Positive Show. So be there. It's going to be power-packed. We're going to be talking about issues be concluded tomorrow. So if you see a little traffic congestion within the Painesville area, and you see the guys, you see the police wearing their gears, and you see them throwing the mud or the stones at each other, do not take it to say, oh, something happening. No. It shouldn't be a harm to you. They are on an exercise. And Oscar, who has the vast knowledge about that exercise, will be chanting in. And we're also going to like never before, where we're going to be touching bases on key national issues. My name is Rufus, and this national and patriotic song this morning gonna pave the way for national discourse. This is where we exchange ideas. We do not take side. And one of the things that I also want to bring to your attention before we take this break, one senior brother who have walked over the years, who some of us were nurtured. We went to his tutorship. He's now critically ill in person of bad He worked for Sky FM. He worked for this institution, Love FM. He also worked for the ELUM radio. He also worked for Omni Radio and now the ECOWAS radio. Babison is critically ill, and we are calling on all Liberians. Let us put aside this whole we wait for somebody to die before we make our contribution. While Babison is alive, let us do all we can to preserve his life from the illness by putting our little meager resources together in order to save his life, in order to get him a perfect treatment to save his life. Babison is critically ill. We say thanks to Ishmael Sharif, alias Tamale Mayonnaise, for flagging the issue. We will be providing you updates. I have recommended to some of our colleagues that we have a mass meeting at 12 May Day today at the University of Liberia Park. That will be very perfect, a very suitable terrain that we all can go and meet and discuss how we can get the congenius Babison Harris treated in order to save his life. So this morning, the positive show is right here. Let's get this commercial commitment followed by this national and patriotic song. To be right back. Don't go away.
My people, see my joy. Since I put in for a car to this other car rental service, they are yet to come. And I am getting late. I don't know what to do.
Don't worry, my sister. Have you heard about UCAR rental service?
No.
UCAR rental service zero 888
Thank you, my brother. I'm calling them right now. Hello, is this UCAR rental service?
Yes, ma'am. How can we help you?
I need a car to take me to work.
Okay. Where are you?
I'm on Broad Street.
Okay, we're coming right now.
Thank you.
You need a ride? Don't worry. UCAR rental service is the best in town with affordable price just for you. UCAR rental service can be contacted on 0888 222 or visit their office right on 10th Street in Cinco, the land side in the Technology Building. UCAR rental service, the best deal in town.
Yellow star.
Tunapu.
What did you say, you young?
This season Uber is easy for everybody. You can audition online from now to the 13th, and then live audition will start on the 14th. Winner will take home a $2 million a video production deal and 100 gigabyte of data every month. What? Third place of $400,000 Liberian cash prize and 100 gigabyte every month. And you can see a singing more.
Yellow star. MTN. Giving my testimony.
The way things going, it looking like 2024 that so enjoyment. Loser said MTN Jack give it, yeah. The people can't get tired. Momo Wednesday was that la pro biggest I will helmet everything. Road house. Wow. Friends and family people, pay your bills, pay for small thing like gas, food stuff, or any other thing. Then you will get points. With your points, you can enter the weekly drawing. Also use it to get data or calls. That's what by everybody can win. No pick and choose, yeah.
Yes, Mama Wilson WhatsApp show is back. Dial *156# to transact and earn points on every Mama transaction and redeem them for airtime, data, or cash. Each transaction enters you into the weekly draw for amazing prizes where you can win keke, generators,
MTN.
Here you get. The way you can be making your face, you get also.
You boy, I need money quick. I get too much expensive on my head this month and right and I get.
So like everything I will tell you, tell Momo Loan, man.
Momo loan? Mobile money get bank now?
No, Momo Loan like some kind of quick service loan. *6# and select repay loan. Pay the poor money back.
I can credit again tomorrow?
You can borrow power. See your ways.
whatever you need that little bit of money for. Mama Loan here for you. Dial *156*6# today and take a loan. Free is better than 1%. Doing any transaction with MTN mobile money is free. We pay your fees for you. No more adding extra money when you are sending money to friends and family at any agent point. So, join over 1.2 million Liberians doing the transaction on the most trusted, reliable, and #1 mobile money service provider in Liberia, MTN Mobile Money. Dial *156# and start transacting today with MTN Mobile Money. Mobile Money, that baby.
MTN.
No, don't say I don't tell you. When you see mama to pay for everything now. Hey, last small thing. Pay with mama. Now the rain, now the land I want to tell you for. Pay with mama. Like your transportation for motorbike, taxi, bus, keke, and rental car. Pay with mama. Oh, that jazz. Pay with mama. Even in the market, you want to pay for better boy, you better. Everything with MTN Momo Pay. It's simple, fast, and secure. Plus no extra charge. Yes!
Dial *156*3# or download the MTN Momo app to pay for anything, anywhere in Liberia. It's simple, fast, and secure. No charges and no holla holla.
MTN.
MTN Momo Fini launching a big promotion for MTN. $20 audition. Yeah, let me start pumping it now.
MTN.
Bah, what's it making your face sound again today? Bah, I'm supposed to pay my landlord today, but I forget today that Saturday and the bank is closed soon. But a big problem, oh. But it no start MCM mobile money get push and pull service. Oh yeah, oh. I can withdraw the money from my bank account to my mobile money account and pay my landlord in 5 minutes. Thank you, Jojo, thank you.
Banking with any of these banks, GT Bank, UBA Bank, Access Bank, Echo Bank, LBDR, IB Bank, Afriland Bank, or Global Bank. Simply visit the bank and request a link of wherever.
MTN.
Yellow star.
To the pool.
What did you say you yelling?
Star is back, and this season over is easy for everybody. You can audition online from now to
It's if I win.
La real if I win. Hayaka. The winner will take home a $2 million LeBron record deal with Young Feature Entertainment, a brand new car, and a $300,000 LeBron wardrobe budget. Not all, plus 1 year of performance with MTN and video production deal and 100 GB of data every month. But not all, 7-player winning. $400,000 LeBron cash prize and 100 GB every month. Hey man, don't forget to tell your fellow people to dial *415 star your code hash to vote for you when you make it. I'll be live every Saturday for the live invasion show starting from October 12. You can see us. The way things going, it looking like 2024 that so enjoyment. Loser said MTN Jack give it, yeah. The people can't get tired. Momo Wese was that la pro. Biggest giveaway is back. And this time they reward 2-plated jelly. I said just to my nearest, let me tell you all the prizes you can win. Keke, motorbike wheeling, helmet, everything, brand new smartphone, smart TV, generator, bags of rice. We just *156# and use your Momo to buy airtime and data, send money to friends and family people, pay your bills, pay for small things like gas, food stuff, or any other thing. Then you will get points. With your points, you can enter the weekly draw and also use it to get data or calls. That's what everybody can win. No pick and choose, yeah?
Yes, Momo Western WhatsApp show is back. Dial *156# to transact and earn points on every Momo transaction and redeem them for airtime, data, or cash. Each transaction enters you into the weekly draw. To transact and win now.
MTN.
Here you get. The way you can be making your face, you'll get also.
You boy, I need money quick. I get too much expensive on my head this month and right and I get.
So like everything I will tell you, tell Momo Loan, man.
Momo loan? Mobile money get bank now?
No, Momo Loan, like some kind of quick service loan mobile money can give you. You can borrow up to $20,000 LeBron at a very low interest rate and pay in 7 days, 28 days, or 30 days.
You joking?
So you see phone in my face? You gotta give me your phone, man. star 156 star 6 hash and select repay loan. Pay the poor money back.
I can credit again tomorrow.
You can borrow power. See your ways.
Whatever you need that little bit of money for. What is better than free? Nothing. Free is better than 1%. Doing any transaction with MTN mobile money is free. We pay your fees for you. No more adding extra money when you are sending money to friends and family at any agent point. So, join over 1.2 million Liberians doing the transactions on the most trusted, reliable, and #1 mobile money service provider in Liberia, MTN Mobile Money. Dial star 156 hash and start transacting today with MTN Mobile Money. Mobile Money, that baby.
MTN.
On the camera, so you'll be able to see what he speaks. You know, for those of you in following our television, of course. Mike, because the profession of journalism calls for integrity and that of morality. So, Oscar, good morning. Yeah, been quite a little while. We haven't gone or have the time to actually share in on issues of national concern. How are you this morning, Oscar?
Yes, it's a pleasure, as always, to sit with you, man of God.
Anyway, who am I to reject the calling? If it is the calling of God for my life, who am I?
Let me tell you, Rufus, I am not God. I'm not a prophet. But I can see that one of these days, when you shall have left the radio, or even while on the radio, you're going to end up being a pastor. Yes, and I think I have that conviction. So I like to say good morning to you. It's always a pleasure. The other day we were supposed to have a discussion, but you were not here. One of your colleagues hosted me, and that was a very great show. So again, I'm humbled to be here.
Yeah, Oscar say that vision.
No, I didn't see vision. I want.
But who am I, Oscar? You know, I don't have to leave the radio before.
That's right. Yeah,
I speak to the consciences of our people. You know, I necessarily don't have to be a pastor.
Yeah.
Before I tell people about the Word of God,
we all
are disciples, yeah. And I've come to realize within this profession where my emphasis and all of my energy lies is within motivation, and most of my motivational talks comes with biblical references. So most often people say, "Hey, my man, you sound like a pastor."
So you like you. The Bible, man.
So it's good.
Yeah, it's actually good.
Yeah, it's actually good. Oscar is wonderful. I can say Liberia, one way or the other, amidst the challenges, there are prospects and gains, and so far we should acknowledge the gains, and also while we chant on the challenging moments, the gains should also be recognized.
Yeah.
So with that being said, you've been following national issues, and of late, what is unfolding there at the capital, where our legislators are battering. And one of the most interesting things that I want us to also point out this morning, like I just gave a sad talk about it, our joint security operations for the 3 days.
Yeah.
So, where are you in terms of these national issues?
Well, that's a very big one. Again, let me do what I would normally love to do, to create a disclaimer. I speak as an individual, and my views here do not necessarily represent the official position of any institution. Whether be I will chip in, to talk about the joint security or the armed forces of Liberia. I am not speaking as an official person of the armed forces of Liberia.
Yeah, see, you becoming
I'm a man. No, I got that strength. So the deputy chief of press and public affairs of the armed forces of Liberia, we are hoping that we can speak with him. The chief of press and public affairs of the armed forces of Liberia is now Lieutenant Colonel Stephen Tor Tapla. So he is the head of the armed forces of Liberia press and public affairs. His deputy is Major Jebo. So we hope to get any of them on the phone this morning, particularly maybe Major Jebo. So having said that, I want to also in starting say thanks to you and the entire management staff here for the upkeep of this station. I know what it means to run a radio station. So the fact that the frequency of Love FM is always on the airwaves, I want to say thanks to you, Rufus, and your entire team, as well as your partners, those who are helping to finance this institution. I know it's not something easy, but I hope that you guys continue to have the strength, the courage, the motivation to continue to inform the Liberian people through your medium. Now, Rufus, like you said, let's begin. I don't know where you want us to begin from, but if we were to begin on some of the gains that have been made by this government that I've observed as an individual, not speaking for the government. One of them I will want to talk about is what many Liberians have talked about concerning the frequency in the travels of the president. There are some who have had issues with the president, travels, especially within 9 months. Some believe that the president is making too many travels. Some of them are asking, what are the dividends? What are the things that the country stands to accrue from most of these trips? But I see the fact that the president is traveling as one of the positives in this administration. And why do I believe so? I hate to say, but let me say this, that I am a proud graduate with distinction for that matter, from the Ibrahim Badamasi Babangida Graduate School of International Relations and Diplomacy at the University of Liberia. So from that background, Rufus, I can say to you and your cherished audience, where Liberia stands in the international community, especially over the last 6 years, our international image has been greatly eroded. And what are the tangibles? What are the things or the variables to back that? For an example, you listen to the current president, Joseph Boakai, His Excellency, when he had his first State of the Nation address before the legislators. He did indicate that Liberia owes our regional bodies. If you follow the speech, he told the Liberian people, which is a fight, that Liberia owes regional bodies. We've not been making, we've not been making good our payments, whether be it to ECOWAS, to AU. We've not been doing that. You are also aware, Rufus, and your audience that during the past administration, there were verdicts. A notable one was the verdict from ECOWAS Court with the issue of former Associate Justice Kabin Njene. When Kabin Njene ran to the ECOWAS Court after he was removed in a form and faction, he was removed. He ran to ECOWAS Court. ECOWAS Court heard the case and came up with a verdict and said, gave two options. One, reinstate the man, or you pay him off. During the past administration, none was done. So with all of these things, and some of us and other Liberians who have had the opportunity to travel in the last 6 years, when you travel, Rufus, at a time, you were almost like a laughing stock. The country was almost like a laughing stock. How come did you people as Liberians made a footballer a president? Those were the things that other people from other countries put in our faces. Besides that, let me remind you and your audience that there was a time within the last 6 years that the image of Liberia was covered with dark clouds regarding this passport situation. I guess you follow. Our passports, especially diplomatic passports, landed in the hands of those who are believed to be criminals and high code criminals. You saw the issue with Andrew Wamplo. Our government in the past 6 years, when it came up, they said, well, Andrew Wamplo was free of all charges. Later on, the U.S. government had to intervene. The former president, George Weah, set up an investigative committee headed by the then Foreign Minister D. Maxwell Sarkemia. He was given time to come up with that report. Up to the point that they left, Maxwell Sarkemia, a very good big brother, did not say anything. He did not release any report. All of these things put a dark cloud on Liberia's image. Lastly, you were here, Liberians were here, when institutions, businesses shut down, packed their things, and left as a result of reports of alleged corruption that senior government officials were trying to extort money. I just forgotten there was another business, a group that was supposed to come and invest here in Liberia, I think in real estate or something, and the kickbacks that they were reportedly being asked to give were even more than their investment. So all of these things placed a dark cloud. There were no investors that came to this country. And so, with a country that is having a ravaging economy, with a country that is no longer, or that has been no longer respected amongst the Committee of Nations, you needed a president that will come and that would not sit in country to just think that all is well, because, like I said I did a podcast 2 days ago. I said, in order for countries to go out there, that means you must have your foreign policy. What are your foreign policies? What are those things that you think you want to achieve? But guess what? The foreign policy is predicated, is based upon what your domestic policies are. And in order for you to generate your domestic policies, you must understand what are the needs of the people. What are people crying about? What are the things that they're having issues with? So you jot them down. For example, people complaining about good health care, people complaining about roads, people complaining about education. These are the issues. Then you ask yourself as a government and a people, okay, these are the things that my people are crying about. These are the things that my people want. You're trying to build your domestic policy. So you look within yourself and see what are your strengths. What are those things that, in as much as your people are crying for X, Y, and Z, but what are the things you as a government, you are able to do? Then you match it with the ones that you are not able to do. So the fact that the ones that you are not able to do, most often, the ones you are not capable enough to do, they will be more than the ones that you are able to do. Whether it be in terms of expertise, whether it be in terms of funding and things like that. Then you start going out there, which we call now selling out your foreign policy. Oh, we need this. We need this. This is what we can do. This is our shortcoming. This is where we have lapses. We need you to come. So the president had to be out there to make the case for Liberia and Liberians. Many of us, including this Oscar, many of us are not working. And Rufus, you know, I can assume that I know you have a passion for journalism, but you want to also improve your life. So you need better job. Or even if you remain as a journalist, you need better incentives. So we need to have a country wherein the economy is booming. There's a creation of job opportunities, whether it be in the private or the public sectors. So the government has to go out there to rekindle the broken relationship, to rebrand the broken image of our country. And I think this is the path that the president is on. Going out there, talking to people, hey, you guys, investors, Liberia is safe. Liberia is open for investment. Please come and invest. These are the things that we have. We have the natural resources. We have the climate. We have a fertile soil. And I can assure you that my government, the president is speaking now, my government is going to protect you, the investors, because every investor that will come to your country will want to know whether they and their investments can be protected, that the rule of law can stand by them. So yes, the president is traveling. The president is not traveling to go and witness football game for 40, 48 days, 45 days and come back. And I said on my podcast, Liberians should not think it's almost like a farmer that is sowing. You will not sow a seed and expect that that seed germinates the same day or even the next day. We hope to see the dividends for most of these trips. I know there are other things around that we, other people are looking at, the number of delegation that the president traveled with. These are things that we can look at. But the fact that you have the president traveling and making the case for Liberia, that is something that we must all applaud. Now, the next thing is,
Oscar, before you come in, there are some dividends when it comes to the issue of the travels of the president.
Mm-hmm.
Like you mentioned, the number of individuals, you're talking about fundings.
Mm-hmm.
You also made mention about investment, encouraging investors to come in the country. You have series of activities, you have series of issues that have come up from this regime.
Mm-hmm.
In the line of corruption, rampant corruption. How can we connect the exposure that the president is bringing to the country through his visits?
Mm-hmm.
And these people that he's encouraging, they gaining interest, but when they come to visit what is unfolding within the corridors,
Mm-hmm.
all you have rampant corruption, and people are doing the same business as usual. How can they be well convinced to come with their investment in the country?
That's a very excellent question, Rufus. And I'll address it in two folds. Number one, I will say to you, and you can do your research, no investor comes into any country, whether it be a Liberia or any country, no investor comes into a country on the basis of hearsay or they say or rumors. I say that again for you. No investor comes to any country on the basis of hearsay, in our Liberian parlance, they say, or just mere speculations. Before any investor comes into any country, that particular investor he or she conducts a number of research studies on the particular country that he or she wants to come onto. So that means there must be data. There must be evidence-based information that the investor uses as the basis for determining whether or not he or she will come to that country and invest. I say this not to tell you or not to ruin the fact that there are allegations of corruptions, but I want us to underscore and be very meticulous that what's happening at the moment, unless you are in mainstream now, I'm involved in other things, so I may not be following and be abreast with most of the issues as you will be abreast. But as far as my knowledge is concerned, there has not been no tangible of corruption. That is, after the speculation of corruption or the allegation of corruption, the individual or the institution is being investigated and found culpable of corruption.
I bring to your attention just in a week or two. An investor, but I'm not coming. So, an investor, just trying to check, but an investor came into the country, and it has been proven that senior police officers extorted money and created a scene that sends a negative picture about Liberia and the government by taking $25,000 from that investor and instilling fear so that the investor can flee and his money go in cold air or thin air. Those are all issues that one can point to.
Now, so that's what I was saying. I just told you earlier on, I'm going to address it in two folds. So one is that no investor comes to the country on the basis of allegation, right? There must be data on the internet, on whatever page, whether it be the institution page or the country, that investor researches and come out with determining whether he or she can come to your country. Now, the next thing is that, yes, even with the allegation, people will also be concerned, and it will slow the pace of that investor coming. This is why the president needs to be able to take robust action, especially from members of the executive. And with the case scenario that you're giving, yes, this is scary, because I think I heard it sometimes a couple of days ago, but I'm being told that it's still being investigated. I don't know how far that investigation has gone, So it is there are news of corruption. There are news of corruption. We cannot dismiss that. There are news of corruption. Like we're about to discuss the legislature. There are news of corruption. For example, there have been people complaining about the Minister of Labor. There have been Liberians who have been complaining about the former Minister of Commerce who recently resigned.
Even the Minister of State.
The Minister of State. So yes, these allegations of corruptions are alarming. They are scary. But I'm just saying from a more research based or academic based, researcher will want to see the data. They will want to see the reports. For example, whether it be the report from the U.S. Treasury, international bodies, they want to see these reports. Back home, Liberians, we will either be feeling the pinch of the corruption, so we can go about and discuss that. They listen. They too have their boots on the ground. They got people giving them information, but a real investor will want to see evidence,
Oscar, just to inject, Liberia, we are not well when it comes to information dissemination. We are lacking that posture. And when you visit some of these well-structured institutions that people should be getting first-hand information, updated information from. You go on some of the websites, you have old age information that are there, and they are not being updated. How do these investors get the information that will attract them to come to the country? Mind you, information is as important as food, water, shelter, and medication.
Definitely.
If these institutions are not providing the timely information, how do we attract people? The president may go and say, yes, the people themselves, like you said, they believe in data. Where do we go for these data? When these websites of these institutions, like the Ministry of Information, the Executive Mansion website, the labor and all those things, they are dormant. Where do we get the tangible information to attract these investors?
So not only the investors suffer from what you are explaining, what you're talking about, even those of us here who are in academia, students at the various universities conducting research, whether it be for their theses or just term papers, they find it difficult to get information. I'm also being told, especially in the last 6 years, that as a result of not following in, not reporting, Liberia lost a lot of things. For example, the EITI, the extractive industry, Liberia extractive industry. We had to practically be like cut off from the international EITI because we were not following reports. We're not making reports on time. I'm being told also by one of my professors that Liberia, during the regime of Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, former president, we were benefiting some opportunities from Australia, the Australian government. When the former administration came, we had to lose most of those opportunities because we were not, donors give you the money, they expect you to make reports. So yes, we are not making reports. These are things that we need to be able to work on. So I agree with you on that. But on top of it, they do not rely only on your reports. Yes, they will want to check, for example, we say Love FM, right? They want to check on Love FM page or the Infinitive. You call it what? Infinitive, right?
No.
Sarafina Venture. They want to check on Sarafina Ventures page to ascertain whatever information they might have gotten from other regional or international bodies. So yes, it's very good for us to update our pages, with most of the unfoldings. And I think the government needs to be able to, that's one of the places that they need to be able to step up with timely, efficient, effective information. I think the government is, to be honest, they are slacking on that. So I agree. In as much as the president is going out, when these information are not being given, especially in a timely manner, it leads to speculation. Almost like the same thing we're talking about corruption, Rufus.
Yeah.
Liberians, and one thing that we must, especially those of you who are still on the radio, must continue to educate our people, creating awareness, is that now when you hear allegation of corruption, then you start to run and describe or label the individual as being a criminal or a corrupt person. Our law says everyone is presumed innocent until proven guilty
on the competent
court of jurisdiction. But Liberians, typical Liberians, average Liberians, by the time Oscar, there's this allegation that Oscar, some of the money has gotten missing and Oscar is involved, they would not wait for you to be investigated. People just start running with it. Especially when we hear some money name, it's almost like you say, you're hungry, you don't get money, then you hear someone money name. So people will just run with these things, but it's bad. So we must give time.
Oscar, I think from a journalistic standpoint, these things come about because these people who we hold in high esteem, and they are servants to us. As they lead, we follow. they lack morals and integrity. So at the end of the day, some of these accusations that are leveled against them, you need not to have a soothsayer to tell as to whether the person have done it or not.
Rufus.
But for best practices, we must do due diligence.
Yeah.
But most of these allegations are facts. We see it around us here. It is glaring.
So Rufus, let me say to you, and you know, when we talk about corruption, I want to be very careful before people think I want to side with those who are corrupt. Corruption, like the U.S. government has said in the past 6 years, continues to eat the fabric of our society.
Because you have dishonest and people who lack integrity.
Yeah, continues to make the poor poorer and the rich richer. Some of the basic amenities, social amenities that our people should be benefiting. For example, healthcare, education, good laws, security, rule of law. When those who are engaged into corruption and are being proven of being corrupt, their actions are not only suffering the well-being and livelihood of the Liberian people, is greatly impeding development for the country. But I'll say to you, Rufus, I'll give you this analogy. Yes, in a home, Oscar is this child. Oscar is noted for stealing. Oscar has been stealing all of the time. But this day, 1,000 United States dollars or 500, let me put it to 500, is missing. The family knows Oscar to be the rule. In all fairness, no argument about that. The family knows Oscar to be the rule because he had been stealing. But this 500 now has gotten missing, and the fact that people know Oscar to be the rule, everybody start blaming Oscar again. And Oscar said, "No, I am not the rule. This time, I'm not the person who stole that 500. Oscar is consistent, firm, and persistent that he did not take the 500. One or two other, family members say, okay, let's listen. Let's conduct thorough investigation. You conduct a thorough investigation. You come to realize that someone else has joined Oscar. A new rogue in the family has been discovered. So I'm bringing this analogy to say, yes, while it is true that I agree with your point, that there are some of our public officials who got questionable characters, who have been involved in corruption, and some of them, they have been proven to be corrupt, whether it be it from LACC, from the GSC, whether it be it from FIFA. They've been proven to be corrupt. But you cannot always say in every situation that that person is involved in corruption, unless the man is investigated, unless the woman is investigated. But another thing, who are putting these people in public offices?
We ourselves.
We are the same people who are putting these people in public offices. You saw that in Margibi County. The U.S. government, the U.S. Treasury, sanctioned officials of our government and said these people are corrupt. And the U.S. government says that it has evidence or pieces of evidence. Some of them even openly admitted to corruption. Yet, we have some Liberians who were running the campaign of these individuals, encouraging other people to vote for them, and now they are back in public offices. That's why people say corruption has a way of fighting back. Those who got the money, they use the money to fight back. But yes, Liberians, we are saying, or I'm saying, please, when we hear of corruption, let's give due process. Let's call for due process. Let's investigate. Let's ensure that the relevant institutions responsible to investigate these people should go ahead, investigate. When they are found culpable, let them be prosecuted.
Now, this takes us to our legislative politics that is on the Capitol Hill. Just in few days, we've been hearing and we've seen a serious fight there at the Capitol where scores of citizens, some of whom I saw on one of your posts relating to the same issue that has to do with the security and people who go to the Capitol and some of these public institutions. What can we do to safeguard these areas? We saw thoughts engulfed the Capitol, went as far as destroying some of the furnitures at that place, or in the name of quote unquote a fight for the removal of the Speaker of the House. And there are some allegations of money exchanging hands. What is your own take on the prevailing situation there at the Capitol?
Okay. Our people have a way of misunderstanding people. So I want to be very clear. I want to take my time and explain some of these things. I will give this statement made by Jesus. One time he says, he came for peace. He came for war and not for peace. You are the pastor, so I think you should be familiar with that saying. He said he has come that mothers or parents will be against children. Children will be against parents. He has come to bring war. He has come to bring division. I will say some things here with us that may not sound or may not be to the comfort of some average Liberians. But I'm saying them based upon more, from the perspective of academia, research, and critical analysis of the issues. Number one, with regards to talks or people who are believed to be talks going to the Capitol building, Rufus, I have said, and I continue to say unapologetically, that we joke with security in this country. We joke with security. I think I was on your radio when I came here and said when some folks from CDC and other collaborating groups converged at the Capitol building over Shalom Musu's death after they left the grounds of the Temple of Justice. They went to the Capitol building, and I came here, I told you that cameras picked up some of those who were protesting to have had handcuffs on their side at the time they entered the Capitol building. They had bags on their backs. No one knew the things that were in those bags. Just like the way most of our university political parties, when they're protesting, they can have bags on their backs. No one knows what's in those bags. People can assume that racks and things are in those bags, but you don't know what kind of weapons or things that these people are carrying. But the fact that you have fruit of the crime, which we call FOC, you had some of the protesters seen with handcuffs on their side. You don't know what other things that they carry. They pose serious danger to the lives of those who are there, the legislators, the staffers of the Capitol building. Besides that, they pose danger even to the infrastructure, like you referencing the most recent one. you have people who agreed going to the Capitol building, most of whom are not people who work at the Capitol building. But then you destroy, you damage properties. That those properties, the funding, did not even come from government. It came from international partners. It came from the Chinese government. So you damage these properties. When you do that, you are saying to your partners that whatever investment that you made in our country, we don't value your effort, we don't value your resources, we don't need them. That's the picture that you're painting. And that's how we fought the war that we consider now a senseless war in this country. Instead of attacking the enemies, we were looking at our buildings, our hydro dam, and destroying them. So we must be able to protect. We must be able to protect our public infrastructures. Even during the regime of former President Weah, I condemn Henry Costa and his team for converging at the grounds of the of Capitol Hill, specifically from the executive mansion, and they let cook back. They said they were cooking. You don't do that. How will you go before, you know, the way that's what we call it, up Capitol Hill. You have the executive mansion right there. You have the Capitol building right there. You have the Temple of Justice right there. If you have protesters going up Capitol Hill, lighting fire, with the wave of anger in this country, anybody's head could get blown off and it could do something stupid. Before security comes in, it's late. So we must be able to protect. That's why I continue to call for a designated protest site. So on this issue about the most recent unfolding of Capitol Hill, I am calling on the national security to ensure, and the police taking the lead, to ensure that the grounds of the entire Capitol Hill should be a place that should have maximum security protection. The lawmakers, yes, they can fight among themselves. Look, I said, and people can prove me wrong, our legislators or our parliament here in Liberia is one of the most civil parliaments. In other countries, the parliaments, they might get throw blowing off. They might can knock each other's heads. But we are not violent kind of people. So if you see some instances wherein our lawmakers will be throwing jabs, insults, I saw a video where a particular lawmaker was even insulting what we call mancos. A lawmaker, I was shocked. You know, but these things happen. They are part of legislative politics. Whether even the removal of speaker or not, they are part of legislative politics. So number one, Rufus, I know you want to come in. Number one, the grounds of the Capitol building especially needs to be protected. Number two, with the allegation of corruption, money exchange hands, it comes back to the same thing. We must investigate these things. And if it is proven, those who got involved in it must be penalized. Notwithstanding, Rufus and Liberians listening to me under the sound of my voice. Hey man, let's be honest. In politics, especially legislative politics, there is nothing that is free. So, to make someone a speaker, do you know what it means? You say first among equals. All of you are representatives. All of you got elected as representatives. Then one of you become a speaker, and you know the speaker's budget in Liberia. You know how huge the budget is of a speaker and a deputy speaker. Rufus, for heaven's sake, do you think it's just out of lackness that an individual is being made a speaker in this country? Do you think Funati Kofa, I love Funati Kofa, I really want him to remain a speaker. I think he's a lesser evil. But do you think Funati Kofa became speaker without brown envelope? Why didn't we talk about it? Do you think that it is not part of a normal legislative routine for the representatives to elect a speaker and remove a speaker? Has there been no precedent case that we can reference? There have been precedent cases that we can reference. So people should not come out and say, well, and we'll make sure that Fanatic Kofa will remain a speaker. We will march with him today. In fact, they said they're marching today to carry Fanatic Kofa up Capitol Hill, Capitol Building, put him in a chair, be standing near him, and make sure that he presides. You don't have fish to fry in that oil. You don't have fish to fry in that oil. If the lawmakers, the representatives feel that they have issues with Fanatic Kofa, and the issues cannot be one that can be settled, and they think that they have the number in accordance with their rules, they can go ahead and remove the speaker. But not for a certain group of people to say we demand that this man should remain speaker. Oh, you're giving money. Look, for the removal of speaker, let me tell you, Rufus, there will be, it's legislative politics. People have to lobby.
But now, in the midst of the situation, you have untold suffering. You have people being marginalized. Liberians are going through the toughest times in their lives, where hospitals, clinics, schools, and you just name it, are challenged. But people are dishing out fundings in the tens of thousands that could better save the lives of Liberians, the ordinary Liberians who do not have the means of traveling all of year to go and seek medical attention. You have parents who are challenged in paying the fees of their children. So the semester they are seated at home. But because somebody personal aggrandizement, we know politics is not free. Politics is a game. But in so doing, we see the challenging situation. The people who elected them are going through the worst case scenario, but they are amongst themselves dishing out the thousands. That area is an area of morals and integrity. Where can the younger ones learn? What kind of lesson can they learn from the attitudes of these lawmakers? When a man who holds an honorable office use invectives of such, what moral lesson is he showing to the younger ones who have the ambition in becoming a lawmaker? If these people who should be setting the example for the younger ones are involved into the exchange of hand in money for power and all those stuff, what good example are we setting?
Rufus, that's why I said earlier on, I will say some very comfortable things here, especially surrounding this issue. And I respect the views of Liberians. I respect the feelings. I understand the plight of our people. I understand that people are suffering. Even Oscar, even Oscar, the place that we're supposed to be, we are not there. But let me tell you, Rufus, let me tell you, and let me say to our Oma in the market, our Yanam boys out there, Rufus Divine Kenny and Liberians, the legislature, using Liberia as a scenario, as a case study, the legislature out there, you see, it is a different place. And I think you people should be having the recording, or other media institutions have the recording, when a representative or a senator gets elected and presents his or her document, and the head of that house, whether it be the speaker or the Senate pro tem, is inducting or welcoming that person. Let's use Senator Darius Dillon case as an example. When Dillon won the first time, the by-election, the then Senate pro tem, what did he say to Dillon? This is a different place. The way we see things outside, the way we perceive things, the way we view things is completely different from how the legislature works. The legislature, Rufus and Liberians, is a political theater. Being a political theater is a place of lobbying. There is no lawmaker now or in the future that will tell you or tell me or tell the Liberian people that they will lobby free of charge to get whatever done. It is a political theater. It is a place of lobbying. Even presidents, when someone is running to become president, he or she takes money from places, from people, and come to run their campaign. Do we question them? Now, other people have said before that people have been suffering, and some of them made some reckless statements. I don't want to delve into that. Other people have been suffering, so it means that suffering should continue. But if you really contextualize and analyze what they are saying in there is that we, as the ordinary people who have not held, some good sum of money, whether it be 5,000, 10,000, you don't hold that kind of money yet. You are not a rich person. You are not in the middle class or the first class. When you hear people talking about money, you get jittered. You tremble because you've not heard, you've not held, you've not received that kind of money before. So you think there's no need for them to be talking about that money or to be spending that kind of money. I continue to say to you, Rufus and Liberians, how did the speaker become speaker? How did he become speaker? Now, some of his colleagues are talking about removal. I just hope they want to do it the right way, following their own rules, giving him due process. But with the issue about spending money, all the money should be used, it should have been used to the hospitals. Have we established the source of that funding? I know everyone is running with their own versions. Everyone is running. That's why even Mo Ali was on your sister radio station yesterday, Spoon FM, the Spoon Talk Show. One of the panelists there, Isaac Doe, said that, Mo Ali got money from X, Y, and Z. Mo Ali was at the Capitol building and someone was giving him the money. So Mo Ali put out a challenge. Who gave me the money? So if we're talking about corruption here, in this case, at the legislature for the quote-unquote removal of the speaker, we must ask ourselves, where is this funding coming from? Is it government funding? Because if it's government money, then it should be used in a way that it positively impacts the lives of the people. If it is not government money, if it is lawmakers governing resources for an agenda, I doubt whether we can consider that as corruption.
Where are they governing the funding for?
But they are lawmakers. Don't forget now, these people are people who've been working. These people are people, for example, Musa Belete is not part of those who is believed to be on the block that wants to remove the speaker, right? But let's look at Musa Belete as an example. Musa Belete, doesn't he have money?
You have Jonathan Williams.
No,
Jonathan Williams. Jonathan Williams.
No, so you just look at.
You have a James.
Let's agree now. You have a James. You have a Janitor. You have the rest of the other. You got Samuel Koga, right? You got other people. These people have been working for the last 8 months. How much do they make? Don't they have partners? No, the point I'm saying, Rufus, that I want you to Liberia to get is that
it's on the expense of the sovereign masses.
But, so it means that we must. Zones he's going to ensure that he pushes the bill for the reduction in their salaries. We have given these people the kind of money that they make. And as often as we will say, other countries are not making, the lawmakers are not making the kind of salary that our people are making, but it's on the book. So until we can change it, these people are making money. The fact that these people become lawmakers,
They decide their own salaries.
so we got to change it. We got to change it that they will not be deciding their own salaries. Rufus, there was a point in time here in this country that we never had a legislature. I think there was a point in time that the legislature was dissolved. There was a point in time, especially during the presidency of Charles Gange Taylor, people never ran to become lawmakers. You know where they were running? People were running to become ministers. Ministers were making money more than lawmakers. So we can still revisit. Until we revisit these things, the guys will be acting upon it because it is there, it is on the book. So let's establish
A society that lacks morals and integrity.
what do you call moral? Rufus, no, you see, that's what I'm saying. We will say some hard truth here. What do you consider moral? Is it because the people are spending money? So Liberians, let's first of all wait. I know we can be, the exuberance is there. We have the tenacity. We want to just grab somebody and say, yes, this person is corrupt. I don't speak for you. I think I am not friends with politicians like that. My entire professional life has been with the security, and I will commit to always being with the security. So I am not speaking because one lawmaker say Oscar can go speak for me. I think you know that. But I am saying here the fact that, Rufus, we must take our time and ask, is this money that we're talking about, I know how much million or whatever, is it a government money? That if it's government money, then we say, oh, that what government money here, you people are supposed to use it on us. But if lawmakers putting their resources together or getting their money from whatever place they're getting the money from, let's establish where they are getting the money from or where they got that kind of money from. Then we can consider it as corruption or public corruption.
Agencies have been accused in this law.
So let's wait for that accusation. Anybody can accuse anybody in this country, Rufus. That's the society we find ourselves in, and that's what I keep saying. We as media practitioners, we got a lot of work to do. So you accuse the water and sewer for an example. People accuse the vice president. So once you've accused these people, good enough, I'm told that the LSCC has taken charge of this because the black from Fanatic Kofa N, I'm told, ran to LSCC. So let's give the LSCC the chance, or if we will bring an independent firm to conduct this investigation, let's give it a chance. If it is proven that water and sewer did give, or the Ministry of Transport, they gave money for the removal of the speaker, then at that point we can consider it as corruption or public corruption. But now when everybody just running with their own story, oh yeah, but 25 million, yeah, then we start thinking, especially somebody like Oscar who doesn't have it, he walking by land, Rufus who doesn't have it, we on that kind of hustle level and things like that. We hear about this kind of money, our mind gets blown off. And that's the point I don't want Liberians to reach.
This is the Positive Show right here this morning. Love FM 105.1. Love TV.
You not take all my time.
Love TV Live. We are talking national issues. Oscar Mobile is here. Oscar is here. So let's now cross over to make some talks with the folks there at the Armed Forces of Liberia, where they're going to be giving us some detailed information relating to the 3 days exercise that is ongoing in Monrovia. So as Oscar make the connection, we look forward to having you to also phone in a very short possible time to talk about those things that we've been talking. What's your own version of it? The numbers to call are 0887-105-105-0778 665-073 are the numbers to call Good morning, sir. Hello.
Good morning.
How are you? And how's the exercise? How's the AFL?
And the exercise is ongoing. Well,
Okay, can you drill us through, give us some in-depth analysis of the happenings and why this time around we should have such an exercise?
okay, first of all, Major El Dorado Yankee Jebo. I am the Deputy Chief of Public Affairs, Armed Forces of Liberia.
Okay.
So, with respect to the ongoing exercise, this exercise is not the first of its kind. This exercise is the 7th. That's why we call it exercise watch over 7. We've had exercise watch over 1, 2, 3, up to 7th now. And this is a yearly exercise that takes place by all the joint security agencies within Liberia. It is geared towards, when I say it is geared towards, I mean this exercise is geared towards testing the interoperability of our security agencies to build the synergy so that tomorrow when we have real life issues or real life security issues or state issues in Liberia, we'll be able to respond without confusion, and we know our individual role to play, and we'll respond properly.
Okay, Elska, you want to chime in? So now, what's the lifespan, but the duration of this exercise, if you can tell us?
Okay, so this exercise lasts for 3 days. The exercise actually commenced yesterday, and we were at the SKD Sport Complex community. That where we did some internal security practices. And this morning, the 22nd, yesterday was the 21st, we commenced around the community of SKD. And this morning, we specifically went to the 72nd Barracks community, where we had another internal security exercise, cordon and siege. That aspect is over. We are back at our headquarters, specifically at SKD, awaiting further instructions for injects that probably will trigger more exercises as the day unfolds.
Now, when it comes to we normally hear, for those of us who are not security minded, for the common people, we as journalists, we have the idea when it comes to the word joint security, we know who are those that make up the joint security. For our audience, who are those, or which one of those institutions within the country that make up the joint security?
Okay, so the joint security comprises all the security agencies. The Armed Forces of Liberia, the Liberia National Police, the Liberia Immigration Service, the Liberia Fire Service, the Liberia Drugs Enforcement Agency, yes, the NSA, even the EPS, and the government-owned security agencies.
Okay.
Not private security agencies, not private, but government-owned security agencies.
Okay.
Major Jebo, let me chip in with this question. This is Oscar Morba. I know you earlier spoke of the exercise is geared towards creating this synergy amongst.
I'm far from your microphone. I'm not getting you so clearly.
Oh, okay.
Hello, are you hearing me? Good morning.
Yeah.
Is it much better?
Better now.
Okay. So earlier you stated that the exercise is meant.
Hello.
Yeah, the exercise is meant towards.
Go ahead.
Is meant towards building a synergy amongst you people as joint security in order to ensure that each security institution knows their role. I hope you hear me, Major Jebo. Are you getting me?
Yeah, Jabo?
Yeah, I'm getting him.
Okay. Now, so but I want you to throw a little light on the issue about confidence building. Can we also say that this exercise has some level of confidence building objective so that the citizens, in the midst of some of the things that we see going on in our country, the citizens can be assured that the John Security is on top of its gains?
Sure. So that's the reason we have the public safety arm of these various security agencies, and we are working together. We've been working since last week, showing the Liberian people that this is an exercise, even though it's an exercise, but their security apparatuses are going to work together. We are training to ensure that tomorrow when we have real life situation, they can sleep very well. So these are the security apparatuses that we have that the Liberian people depend on, and we're not folding our hands. We love our job. We are paid to do our job to defend the Liberian people and to bring peace and sanity to them. So we are happy doing what we are doing, and we're going to do this in the best fashion, and we want to assure the Liberian people that we are training for real life situation. The way we have given them assurance that this exercise is not going to hurt them, we're not going to bother them, they should go about their normal businesses. Trust me, when we have real life issues tomorrow, we're going to handle it, and we're still going to tell them that, look, you are protected, you are safe, don't be disturbed, don't be deterred. We will always have this situation put under control. So our people can trust us that we are reliable.
Okay, finally from my end, Major Jebo, I don't want to steal Rupert's show, but finally from my end, yesterday I was privileged to be with you people witnessing the exercise. I saw many Liberians healing and celebrating the John Security, of course, with the Armed Forces of Liberia being the chief organizer of this watch over exercise. But there are some Liberians who feel that this thing has some level of political undertone, that you people are trying to scare away critical voices or opposition. Let's hear you speak to that.
No, seriously, the military and the joint security, we are ill political. We don't delve into politics. We don't think because we target politicians. This is our role. We are state security. We have our tax. We are just preparing for any eventuality that may affect Liberia, and we want to be sure that our citizens are safe and they can be maybe freed from whatever happens in the future. So it is not because we want to fear or scare anybody. It is not because we want to target anybody, but this is our role. We are under obligation to protect this state, and as long as we train together, we're going to build the synergy, we're going to build the strength to resist anything that comes upon the Liberian people. Remember, these politicians that you talk about are not the only Liberian people, all right? Mm-hmm. Liberian people involve all of us, all right? So in case of anything, you never know when we ourselves will move in to protect the politicians that you talk about, all right? So it's not geared towards anybody, it's for all Liberians, all right? So our task is to protect Liberia from its length and breadth. Nobody on mine, no specific reason, but this is our training, this is our task. We are getting prepared to execute our state mandate.
Okay, before you take leave of us, is there any other thing that you want to send out to the public that we did not ask about?
Yes, so we want to continue to say the Liberians should be secure. They should be what should I say? Rest assured that this exercise is going to prepare their security apparatuses for better protection of their lives and property tomorrow, just in case we have any uprising or any kind of faith disturbance. And then this exercise will be concluded tomorrow at the Hotel Africa Bell. So those from Hotel Africa, please, we want to say, do not be disturbed, do not run away, do not feel any way different when you see the boots of security men on the ground. You know, it's just a training exercise, which will be over by tomorrow.
Thank you so much, Colonel Jabo, for taking our calls and giving the basic information that the Liberian people need to know. So if you're out there, the lines are now open. 0778-665-073, 0887-105-105 are the numbers to call. Oscar Moba is my guest on the show this morning. We're talking about key national issues right here. You can phone in and let's get your side of the conversation. You listen to Oscar. He spoke lengthily on those issues. It is now your turn to maybe you may side with him, you may counter his statement, whatever it is. We need you to be civil because this platform gave no room for invectives or something that will spark out tension that is not going to be healthy for our audience. 0778-665-073, 0887-105-105 are the numbers to call this morning and form part of the Positive Show right here on Love FM 105.1. This commercial commitment, while we await your calls. Okay, let's squeeze in this person before commercial commitment. Hello?
Yeah, hello. How are you, sir?
Wonderful. What's your name and you join us from where?
Yeah, I'm Ernest Gabriel, and I'm calling from City I'm back again.
Gabriel, let's hear you.
Yeah, thank you. And I want to agree with my old brother Oscar. But he's stretching a key point. And although all of us, like he stated, that due to lack of opportunities for jobs, and poverty-stricken society, majority of us, everybody's angry. But we should look at the fact and the reality of how our laws been written, and essentially the fact that we have put place a lot of authority and position a lot of money for our legislature. And tell me, for God's sake, those guys who are in key position at the legislature, they are going to face some money. You know that's the normal thing. You must love it. It's not even it's not a secret thing. We all know about it. And like this stated, the speaker or every other speaker that became speaker, they know how to go about becoming speaker. They use money. And we know, we the people, we know. So we must change the laws. And we pray that what Senator Delon is saying will happen, that gradually these people will not have the kind of a huge power, huge financial benefit that is keeping us in bitterness and all the time crying. That's not, you cannot deny that. Fanatical has worked over the years. You think he's a lawyer guy, who left from one of you. Let money, you not sit there and group of his colleagues will go together to get him out of his position. He will not fight, but he got to fight by loving it. We saw how he came down straight to the flight and came direct flight and came back because he doesn't want to be on seated. So that's the fact. Oscar is on point. Although we want jobs, we want the economy to boom, we want our hospitals, our clinics, and our schools to be better. We want. You see, most of our children are still not in school and struggle to pay their fees. But we have to engage people. People who go and say they protesting, we should protest through a means that we want these people, to reduce their salary. Those are key points. We don't do that, we'll be wasting our own time. And the country will continue this way. You can't deny. I don't care how we do it. So put in your shoe. If you are the same speaker now, what do we do? What are you going to do?
Okay, my brother. Thank you so much for your input. We appreciate your participation this morning. Okay, 077-866-5073-0887-105-105 are the numbers to call. 0887-105-105, 0887-105-105, 0778-665-073 are the numbers to participate on the program, The Positive Show, right here on Love FM. Let's get to this line. Good morning.
Good morning, big brother.
How are you?
Let me say good morning to your studio guest. Thank you for your talking point.
What's your name?
I listened to the general from the Armed Forces of Liberia.
What is your name, please, and location?
Hello?
What is your name and you call from where?
Hello?
What is your name?
My name is Mama Foley, and I call you from Do Community Samanima Village.
Let's hear you.
Thank you for your talking point. I listened to the general from the Armed Forces of Liberia.
Not the
Colonel.
Major.
Major.
Yeah.
What they are doing, I think some of the security setup, which is not very, very much professional. They try the Armed Forces of Liberia try to put them in the rightful direction to see how best to deal with the citizens in the rightful way. So I applaud them for that.
Okay, my brother. Thank you. He's been harmonized. 077-866-5073-0887-105-105 are the numbers to call. Good morning.
Good morning to you.
Yes, Lost in Pine.
Thank you. Thank you ever so much for the recognition. Let me say good morning to your studio guest and your co-host. Lost in Pine is my name for the public. It is important Liberia, considering that our peace is almost fragile to have a good security system. The American people have spent their money, train our police, train the army, still crime happening on the country. Not only that, the citizen and the police or the citizen and the security apparatus, they need a smooth working relationship. I think this particular exercise should extend even to the community police. That we call it the 50-50 mandate. Involve the community leader to call the citizen on the Palaba Hall to provide the particular message as to how citizens and the police or security should work. Security are not our enemy. But some people can see the police to be the enemy. And the police is not part of our party, for example, to protest. But where to protest is inaudible, but then it's possible also to have a permit. Other people don't want to have a permit. You have to have a permit so that the police or the security will regulate you, so to avoid all of people confrontation. Because when you want to permit, I mean, you want to protest, I have nothing fine. I don't want protest. I want to go RIA for my police case. Then your protest will impede my operation. So the police will say, okay, come for permit, then you pass Jalata, we don't pass for the marshal yet. So nothing time will pass the marshal and go to the RIA. You will say, no. They want protest, but they want permit. Is there a kind of country they want to live in? So let me say thank you to whatever the corner or mayor for the African Liberia, and she will extend this training, involve the DE, especially the DE.
Yeah, they are part of it.
Very good. Tomorrow guys need to go for training. Seriously, that be realistic. Tomorrow DE guys need to go for training there. You don't pay 1 man for somewhere say, you know, they are uniform, they put uniform on him. He started behaving unprofessional. They're quite frustrating. So that particular idea, let me say cool to that person that brought the idea up, and I hope the guy will work with our idea so that we'll see the progress and we better the country. Thank you for your time this morning.
Thank you, Lawson Pan. 0778-665-073, 0887-105-105. We don't have much luxury of time. We have 10 minutes to our credit to be here. So phone in. Let's hear your side. You've been listening. 0887-105-105 are the numbers to call. And this information, like I said initially, if you are a broadcaster or a journalist or a fan of Babison the Congenials Harris. You can just do all you can to get connected to a journalist, or you just go at the Press Union of Liberia office and make your contribution. We'll be coming up with a formal mobile money number at the moment. Journalists are collecting fundings that is geared towards the treatment of Mr. Babison the Congenials Harris. We've been told that he's critically ill and need an assistant. Let's get this line. Hello?
Good morning, my brother Ruba.
May I begin?
Thank you very much for that recognition. My name is Ali Kadikume, Lepidi family appointment on the tower. You know, let me say thank you, my brother Oscar Moluba, for speaking of these national issue in our country. For my attention, I beg you today, because Santa because you know that the airline right now in the country. You see, before from the beginning, if most of the guardians who are supporting Fernando Kofa, they are going to take the thing, either way you'll be able to take a friend, and the way Fernando Kofa or taking a friend to vote for you. At that time when you're ready to be speaker, I think you are supposed to do the same thing. But because Marvin Cole, a friend Sanfoko, Edo Papi Flobo, from Marcos, Pofeti, Showing Isola, Raju, Padigo, Tilamele, difficult now, or Fernando Kofa. Because what we are hearing now to all our radio stations or all our some of the station programs, like people they are for the city right now, the income going to the capital building, so that they will not say that honor for the Kofa. So for the Kofa now, you have to be careful. The only thing you do, the 36 person that voted are buried the power, and they see 36 now you now go to 43, they say they want to see you, don't force it, I'll play there. They not made the Pona vote for you, going for you to be speaker, they vote for you for you to be representative. You are going to see how Ben will sit down to represent seat and leave speaker position because our political place is a privilege. It is not your right. Don't say that on it. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you. 0778-665-073-087-105-105 are the numbers to call. If there's no call, let's squeeze in this commercial commitment. When we come back, we get the parting comment of Oscar Mobile, who's eating his time this morning.
Yeah.
So let's get this commercial commitment shortly to be read by. Don't go away.
Giving my testimony. The way things going, it looking like 2024 are so enjoyment. Lusa said MTN Jack gave it, yeah. The people can't get tired. Momo Wednesday was that La Pro. Biggest giveaway is back. And this time they reward 2-plated jelly ring. I said, just to my nearest, let me tell you all the prizes you can win. Keke, motor power wheeling, helmet, everything, brand new smartphone, smart TV, generator, bags of rice, and it lasts over a 4 more. A brand new 2-bedroom house. Wow. The only thing that people say you must do to win, get that *156# and use your Momo to buy airtime and data, send money to friends and family people, pay your bills, pay for small thing like gas, food stuff, or any other thing. Then you will get points. With your points, you can enter the weekly draw and also use it to get data or calls. That's what everybody can win. No pick and choose, yeah?
Yes, Momo Western WhatsApp show is back. Dial *156# to transact and earn points on every Momo transaction and redeem them for airtime, data, or cash. Each transaction enters you into the weekly draw for amazing prizes where you can win keke, generators, smartphones, cash prizes, and a grand prize of a brand new 2-bedroom house. So quickly dial *156# to transact and win now.
MTN.
After the commercial commitment, Oscar, it's time to go. Your parting comment.
Yes. Thank you. I hope I on.
Yeah, you are on. I see you, yeah, my man.
Okay. So I want to thank you, first, for always believing in us and for inviting us. Because honestly, if you do not believe in the person, you wouldn't invite them. We hope that we making little sense out there to some of the issues that we continue to speak to. So I want to say thank you, brother. I hope that one of these days there can be some improvement, especially in terms of your well-being and other things like that. I want to say thanks to the John Security for the exercise, like some of your callers alluded to. I want to use this time as someone who is close to the security to again add my voice to the voice of Major Jebo to say, Liberians, please do not panic when you see the joint security out there. Nothing is happening. If you see some of the institutions carrying it live, please do not panic, especially for tomorrow. Tomorrow is the last day. Like yesterday, Rufus, there was some minor shootings of rubber bullets or blank bullets, as some will call it, tear gas and other things like that. They present the situation as though it's real. So tomorrow too, at the Unification Conference Center in Hotel Africa, there are going to be some minor shootings of blank bullets. Please do not get panic. It's also to let you know that the John Security is on top of its gains. I want to encourage my media colleagues. I currently, as we speak, Rufus, I'm following what's happening at the Capitol building. People are trooping in, but I think I see the security trying to close the gates, the various gates. We hope that the security can be beefed up Capitol Hill today. We should not overlook anything. Journalists who will be covering whether be what's happening here in Monrovia or even with us, the joint security, please make sure you are attired. I see some reporters in the field holding the cameras. I don't even know whether other than that reporter said that, because some citizens said and join. But if you are a journalist and you will be in town today, please make sure that you are attired. Do not get in the midst of anyone or a group of people who will be coming and maybe the police will tell them, no, you can't come this side, and they will want to force it. Please make sure you are properly attired. Even when you are with us, make sure that you are properly attired. Again, let's continue to pray for our country. This country deserves better. Those who have been empowered by the president to work with him in the executive, please make sure to understand the vision of your president and do not get yourself involved in anything ugly that will undermine the transformation of this country by the president. There should be, try not to get involved in corruption. But at the same time, I want to say to Liberians, if you hear about corruption, let's call for more investigation instead of rendering verdict where those people have not been tried. We'll look forward to other opportunities with us. And again, Liberia deserves better.
Well, he's Oscar Moba. He's been sitting here with me talking about those things that matters relating to our national discourse. Well, I will say to you, two things in this life you always will remember for: the problems you create and the problems you solve. And you must take responsibility of two things in your life: your fortune and that of your misfortune. Because in Union Consult as a show, with God above our rights to prove, we over or prevail. With hearts and hands, our country cause defending, we meet the foe with valor unpretending. I'll talk to you on the flip side 2 days afternoon on the afternoon conversation. Do have yourselves a wonderful and God bless day. Remember to always think positive, because Liberia development depends on you and I. My name is Rufus Divine Cunning. Follow the rest of our broadcast. Bye-bye.